This next clip is hilarious. We are seeing the equivalent of competing temper tantrums happening right now. Right-wing media that's loyal to Trump is having a temper tantrum as they realize Trump's going to leave office. Trump lost. Joe Biden won. None of these ridiculous attempts to steal the election are going to work. So that's one temper tantrum. On the other side, meanwhile, you have some Trump advisors increasingly having a temper tantrum that more and more media are acknowledging that Trump won. You understand the competing temper tantrums here. And the day before yesterday, this came together and it was just glorious. I mean, this is a pleasure to watch. And it was made even better by a slight connection delay between the two people involved. And this was a conversation between Fox Business host Lou Dobbs and who, by the way, is a huge Trumpist himself, and then radical, unhinged, extremist Trump advisor Stephen Miller. So check out this clip. And what it seems like is happening here is Lou Dobbs is mad at Republicans for not standing behind Trump and not fighting to steal an election that Trump lost, by the way. And Stephen Miller is mad, apparently, at states and governors when they seem to then start getting mad at each other. The connection delay makes it even funnier. Lou Dobbs seems mad at Stephen Miller. And it's just a complete fiasco. And this is truly people who have no idea what to do. They're falling apart like a kid who missed their nap. Take a look at this.
Republicans do nothing, Stephen. Nothing.
It's an outrage.
Is wrong?
Right.
Well, what's wrong with the Republican Party?
Where is the outrage?
It's really on the
tens of millions of ballots.
Where the hell are the Republicans?
No signature checks.
Where the hell are the Republicans?
You're right,
Where
Lou.
are they?
Tens of millions of ballots nationwide, no signature checks, no citizenship checks, no residency checks, no age checks, no criminal record checks, not even checking if you're alive or dead.
Now, of course, what Stephen Miller is saying is absurd. No, we're not checking if people are alive. You can't vote if you're dead. Physically, you can't do it. No citizenship check. You can't even register to vote if you're not a citizen. These are the same old, tired talking points that they keep using. And this conversation kept escalating as Lou Dobbs claims Republicans have abandoned Donald Trump. Take a look.
Are we a third world country? Are we a banana republic? What does it come to? If you count only legal ballots from U.S. citizens,
let me tell you what it's
this
come
president gets 4 more years.
Let me, and you know, from your lips to God's ears, the reality is that this president right now is fighting, and let's be straightforward about it. He's fighting all alone. And Ted Cruz has stepped up to say he'll argue before the Supreme Court. Why in God's green earth wouldn't the White House jump on it? Why shouldn't they accept that right now?
And I'll just say this one other thing, though. If 3 state legislatures I just outlined, one correction in Wisconsin.
No, Stephen, I won't let you say. I'm not going to let you do this. I'm not going to let you do that. I'm not going to let you do that. I ask a question. You and I, we're reasonably smart and decent fellows.
They are reasonably smart and decent. They just want an election that Joe Biden won to be overturned without evidence and given to the man they worship. These are reasonably smart and decent people who just want the democratic process thrown in the toilet and Trump awarded a victory. They just disagree about how to do it. Lou Dobbs is mad at Republican senators, while I guess Stephen Miller is mad at Republican governors. But now Lou Dobbs demands an answer from Stephen Miller. Why don't you hire Ted Cruz as a lawyer to fight this battle?
Why don't you answer me? That's all I'm asking here, Stephen. Why don't you guys jump and salute Ted Cruz and say, yes, we want you on the team now? My God, this is not a time for internecine nonsense on the part of the Republican Party, which is watching its blood drain into the streets because they're gutless.
Consider how absurd Lou Dobbs' idea is to hire Ted Cruz as a lawyer to steal the election, hire a sitting senator to also be a lawyer for the president. It's just a farcical idea. And it's actually funny because I don't know if you saw, but Lou Dobbs did something there that's rarely done on right-wing media to Trump advisors and Trump sycophants. Lou Dobbs interrupted Stephen Miller and said, "You're not answering the question." So this proves what we suspected, which is they do know, these journalists do know how to do it, but they're choosing not to unless they don't like the answer. Lou Dobbs, in this case, didn't like the answer. So we're seeing everything in the last few weeks. We're seeing some rats abandoning the ship and sort of eating each other on the way out. We're seeing some rats go down with the ship. Kayleigh McEnany would be an example of that. You're seeing people who are going the direction of sort of like pretending none of this ever happened. And it really is like the best comedy team on television. You know, Rudy gets COVID, put Ted Cruz on the case. It's laughable and hilarious, and it will be over soon. I'm not here to tell you help is on the way. That's not my catchphrase. It will be over soon is the catchphrase that I'm going with here. One of our sponsors is privacy.com. They're giving you $5 when you sign up for their completely free service at privacy.com/Pakman. I've been using Privacy for a little over a year now. You've heard me talk about it before. It's a lifesaver, and here's how it works. It takes just a couple of minutes to set up. Anytime you buy something online or on the phone, instead of actually using your real credit card number, the Privacy app and the browser plugin let you give each company a randomized virtual credit card number that you create out of thin air. It'll even autofill the card number with one click. And the payment is taken out of your checking account without the merchant ever knowing your real information. So this allows you to keep your banking information secure, but also to take control of your finances. You can create up to 12 of these virtual credit cards a month. You can set spending limits. You can freeze them. You can delete them anytime you want. So when you do this, it means you're not going to be charged when you don't want to be, because you can destroy the virtual card number right after using it, which, for instance, I love using free trials because I know I won't be charged when the trial is over if I use a virtual credit card number. You're keeping your identity private by not telling companies who you are. You're keeping your bank or credit card info protected against data breaches and identity theft. And it's free. There's no catch whatsoever. But if you want, Privacy also offers a $10 a month plan that gives you 1% cash back and lets you create 36 credit cards a month, and a $25 a month plan tailored more for small businesses where you can create 60 card numbers a month and much more. But definitely go ahead and at least get started with the free plan. You'll protect your financial info. Companies can't charge you unexpectedly. And like I said, you'll get $5 to spend when you sign up at privacy.com/Pakman.